governance is one of the most important part of the work that we do, and of the very foundation for us to make sure that we do the work that we do according to the principles of engagement of the Sun movement, which really is what drives our work, and also to make sure that whatever work and efforts we do really lead to sustainable change at the local level. So in terms of achievements, I think we've seen the establishment of several civil society alliances in our global network with strong, more flexible governance structures. It's a very variable array of types of different governance structures and mechanisms and processes that you can establish that really is dependent on the country context, on the different actors and stakeholders. And it's taken time, because it takes time to get all the right actors around the table, get everyone to agree on a common shared vision, and really understand the added value of the alliance on top of the civil society organisations, which is a lot more around advocacy and coordination of the whole civil society efforts in contribution to the multi-stakeholder, multi-sectoral efforts at the country level, both at national and sub-national level. And in terms of, we have got some very good lessons learnt, and so we've pulled all of these experiences into a guidance note on what constitutes good governance and good governance practices. And this note is available on our website, and specifically it's focusing on supporting the civil society alliances, understand what are good governance practices and how they can learn from other countries in setting up their own governance structures, but also in how to address challenges when they arise. And I think we need to do a lot more work in terms of strengthening that, because we are getting more lessons learned as we go along. And this is a very ongoing model. All our governance models need to be flexible, need to be adaptable, and they need to be adapted to the various contexts as they evolve. So there needs to be some flexibility built into those. In terms of the lessons learnt, I think one of the main ones has got to be that governance is really a foundation. So it needs to be done right. And it needs to be done with all of the stakeholders around the table, with really embracing the various principles of engagement. And some of the principles of engagement, like participation, inclusivity, transparency, open and continuous communication, willingness to negotiate, all of those principles are very core to our governance structures. I think a lesson learned is that we're still very weak in terms of conflict of interest and preventing and managing those. And I think moving forward, we really need to have a stronger focus and an urgent focus on building policies and mechanisms for implementing those policies around prevention and management of perceived, actual or possible conflicts of interest. And this is something that's basically arisen in a lot of our country experiences, and specifically very recently with Zambia, for example, and other countries where it's really it really does need to happen. I think this is also, we need to have that broader conversation around compliance, and when something goes wrong, what do we do and how do we manage it? And I think that's an area that we've not done well as a movement because of the voluntary nature of the movement, but I do think we are ready to go up to the next level and really have that strong discussion that doesn't need to be top down or doesn't need to go against the voluntary nature of the movement, but can really be based on a peer-to-peer system that enables us to ensure compliance to those core principles of engagement that really are essential to us achieving sustainable change at the subnational level and in the different communities that are directly affected by malnutrition. So I think in terms of that, we definitely as a network will continue to support civil society alliances, support the cross-learning through the regional hubs we've got set up, and also through the learning routes that are happening very soon.